Welcome back to exercise 1.2. Today we are going to solve the remaining problems in the exercise 1.2. First you may observe the sixth question. What is there? Find the value of root 7 up to 6 decimal places by long division method. That means we may find the root 7 value with long division method. For that purpose here, first I write here 7. After 7, you put a decimal point and write a pair of zeros like this. Already you know it. In previous videos, we did or we find the values of root 2, root 3 and root 5. In the same procedure, we can here also solve the problem. So first you may observe which is possible perfect square number to subtract from 7. For that, 1 square means 1 ones are 1, 2 twos are 4, 3 threes are 9, which is possible here 2 twos are 4. Hence I written 2, 2. 2 twos are 4 and subtract it, what we get 3. Now you carry 2 zeros. When you carry the 2 zeros after decimal point, then you may put a decimal point in the quotient part also. After that, you add the quotient 2 to the divisor 2. Now what you get 4. After 4, you if you write after 4 1, you multiply it by 1. If you write 2, you multiply with 2. You write 3, you multiply it by 3. Like that, in that procedure, which number is possible to subtract from the remainder 300? Which is possible here, that 329 is not possible. Which is highest number to subtract is 276. Hence I written 276. When you get 276, 46 sixes are 276. Hence I write like this: 46 6 are 276 and subtract it. Then we get 24. Again you carry 2 more zeros from the dividend part. Now what is the number in the remainder? 2400. And then you may add the quotient 6 to the 46. Then what you get? 52. If you write 1 after 52, then what you get? 521. Then you multiply it by 521. If you write to 522, then you multiply it by 2. In this procedure, you move forward, and which product is possible highest number? You choose the highest number, highest product, which is possible to subtract from 2400. In this procedure, you go forward and you get how many decimals you need here. Here you observe there are 6 decimal places you needed. That means already I did it for 1 decimal, that is 6. If you do this same procedure for up to 6 decimals, okay, I hope you may do this one at your notebook. Now we move to the 7th question. What is the 7th question? You may observe on the screen. Look there. Locate root 10 on number line. Locate root 10 on number line. Already you may do such problems in previous videos. Here, first you may try a number line like this for integers. On that number line, you divide the number line on the right side of the 0 like this: 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, you may observe what is Pythagoras theorem when we get root 10 as per Pythagoras theorem. You think? Otherwise, you may look here. Already I written in triangle OAB. If you take any name of a triangle, OB square, this is the right angle triangle. in a right angle triangle as per Pythagoras theorem, OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. OB square is equal to OA square plus AB square. If you take OA is 1, AB is 3 square. Here you take OA is 3, you take AB as 1. That is your choice. You take OA 1, AB 3. Otherwise, you take OA 3, AB 1. Then, as per Pythagoras, what you get? 10. 10. OB square is equal to 10. OB is equal to the square symbol transport to left to right. What we get? Square root. Square root. So, root 10. OB is equal to 10. As per Pythagoras theorem, the hypotenuse is root 10. When OA is 1, AB is 3. Now you draw a right angle triangle. You draw a right angle triangle on the number line like this. You take a scale first and you put on the number line like this. After that, what is one side OA? That is 1 unit. Hence, you draw a base of the triangle like this. Again, I will write. Then you remove the scale. You take the set square. Already, this is in our geometry box. If it is not in our geometry box, you take a compass, a protractor, and take 90 degrees at one and draw a perpendicular line to OA. Now you put like this and you draw 3 units. To draw a right angle triangle here, you put the set square and then you join, you draw a perpendicular. Okay. Now you remove the set squares and put aside. You take the scale again and you join these two. Now you put aside, you remove the scale and put aside. Now look there, what is there? This is a right angle triangle. You named as here. This is O. This is A. This is B. Okay. Now you look there. This is a right angle triangle OAB. In the triangle, what is the length of OA is 1 unit. Length of the AB is 3 units. Now you take the compass. This is the compass. First, you may observe what I did. You put the one end of the compass at O. Okay. You draw a arc like this. What I did. Right. You put the compass like this. That means O, A is one side, AB is the other side, and OB is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. Now you draw an arc. O as center, AB is an arc. Right, you may observe it. Okay. Now you remove the compass and you observe where it intersects the number line. You put a decimal, you put a point where it intersects. That indicates the root 10. That indicates the root 10. This is the way to identify the root 10 on number line. Already you know it in the previous videos for root 2 and root 5. You may do this in your notebook. Now we move to the next question, that is 8th question. Look there, what you observe on the screen. Find at least two irrational numbers between 2 and 3. Already we have done it in previous video. You may look once again. Now here you take A is 2, B is 3, then you find root AB, that equal to root of 2 into 3, then what you get? Root 6. That means as per the Rule already we know. If A and B are two positive rational numbers such that AB is not a perfect square, ఏ రెండు బి మూడు అయినప్పుడు ఏబి ఎంత అవుతుంది 6 అవుతుంది. 6 ఈజ్ నాట్ ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ కనుక అయితే దెన్ రూట్ ఏబి ఈజ్ అన్ ఇర్రేషనల్ నెంబర్. దట్ మీన్స్ రూట్ 6 హియర్. రూట్ ఏబి మీన్స్ రూట్ 6 హియర్. రూట్ 6 ఈజ్ అన్ ఇర్రేషనల్ నెంబర్ లైయింగ్ బిట్వీన్ ఏ అండ్ బి. దట్స్ what I written. Root 2 less than root 6 less than 3. That means root 6 lying between 2 and 3. Okay. Now we move to the ninth question. What is the ninth question? Look there on the screen. Here there are some statements are given. You look there. State whether the following statements are true or false. Justify your answers. This is our task. కింద కొన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఇచ్చాడు, వాటిని జస్టిఫై చేయమంటున్నారు. ట్రూ ఆర్ ఫాల్స్, ట్రూ అయినా ఫాల్స్ అయినా మనము జస్టిఫై చేయాలి. బిఫోర్ we going to justify these 6 statements, you may recall 3 points about rational and irrational numbers. First, you may look there. What are rational numbers? What are rational numbers? The numbers which can be expressed in the form of P by Q, where PQ belongs to Z, Q is not equal to 0 are called rational numbers. What do you say about irrational numbers? Irrational numbers. The numbers which cannot be possible to write or to express in the form of P by Q, where P comma Q belongs to Z, Q not equal to 0. That means P by Q form లో రాయగలిగితే రేషనల్ నెంబర్స్, P by Q రూపంలో రాయలేకపోతే అవి ఇర్రేషనల్ నెంబర్స్. ఈ రెండు స్టేట్మెంట్స్ గుర్తు తెచ్చుకోవాలి. అలానే one more statements we need. What is that statement? If n is a natural number other than a perfect square. పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ కానటువంటి అంటే 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 లాంటివి కాకుండా ఇఫ్ n is a natural number other than a perfect square, then root n is an what type of number? Irrational number. So if you remember these 3 statements, then we can solve easily the 9th problem. Okay, now we move to the first statement. What is the first statement? Every irrational number is a real number. What do you say? Every irrational number is a real number or not? What is the definition of real numbers? Union of rational and irrationals are called real numbers. Okay, that means the combination of rational and irrational, both rational and irrational all together, we are called real numbers. What is the statement here? Every irrational number is a real number or not? As we have, as per the definition, so you may write like this. You write the solution for first one. Solution for the first one, as per the definition of real number. As per the definition of real numbers, what we can say? Every irrational number is a real number. That means statement 1, what do you say about the statement 1? It is a true statement. It is a true statement. So hence you write here true. If you write here true, after that you write the justification. Now you observe what is the second statement. What is the second statement here? Every rational number Every rational number is a real number. Every rational number is a real number. Uh, This is also, what do you say about this? As per the definition of same. This is also true statement. Hence you write here true. Again you write as per the definition of definition of real numbers. What do you say? What is the definition of real numbers? Both rational and irrationals. Altogether, these are called real numbers. The statement is, what is the statement here? Every rational number is a real number. That means every rational number is a real number. You write the same. Every rational number is a real number. Every rational number is a real number. Now we move to the third one. What is the third statement? Look there. What is the third statement here? Every real number need not be a rational number. Every real number need not be a rational number. What do you say about this one? What are included in the real numbers? Rational and irrational. But what is the statement here? Every real number need not be a rational number. ప్రతి రియల్ నెంబరు కూడా రేషనల్ నెంబర్ కానవసరం లేదు. ఎస్ ఇట్స్ ట్రూ. వై? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ ఆర్ some irrationals also there in real numbers. So you write the same thing. That is also a true statement. So here you write it true. Every real number is need not be a rational number. What do you write? There in real numbers some irrationals also there. There in real numbers some irrationals also there. Okay, that means దాంట్లో ఇరేషన్స్ కూడా కొన్ని ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి. Now we move to the fourth statement. You look there. What is in the fourth statement? What is the fourth statement? Root n is not irrational if n is a perfect square. Root n is not irrational. Irrational కాదంట root n. If n is a perfect square. Already we take the rule of the irrational numbers. If n is a natural number other than a perfect square, అయితే రూట్ n అనేది ఇర్రేషనల్. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏమంటున్నాడు? రూట్ n అనేది పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ అంటున్నాడు. వెన్ n is a perfect square, root n gives us a rational number. So you may take an example. So this one is also a true statement. If you take root 9 example. If you take root 9, here 9 is a perfect square. Then what do you say when it is a perfect square? What is the value of root 9? Root 9 gives us 3. Root 3. Root 9 gives us 3. That means 3 is a rational. The statement, what is the given? If n is a perfect square, root n gives us a rational. So that is a true statement. Now we move to the fifth statement. What is the fifth statement? Root n is irrational if n is not a perfect square. ఇక్కడ రూట్ n కనుక పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ కాకపోతే n అనేది పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ కాకపోతే చూడండి దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో a true statement. You take one more example. If n is not a perfect square, so here you take 8, root 8. You take an example, root 8. Here what do you say about 8? 8 is not a perfect square. 8 is not a perfect square. When it is not a perfect square, then what do you say as per the above said rule? Root 8 is an irrational. So root 8 is an irrational. As per the above said rule, if n is not a perfect square, then root n is an irrational number. So root 8 is an irrational. But root 9 is 3. Hence, root 9 is 3, then 3 is a rational. That means n is a perfect square, then root n is rational. If n is not a perfect square, root n is an irrational. Now, sixth statement and final, last statement. What is the last statement? Look there. All real numbers are irrationals. What do you say? All real numbers are irrationals. అంటే అన్ని irrational numbers, అన్ని real numbers irrational numbers. అన్ని real numbers irrational numbers. What do you say? Is it right or wrong? What is the definition of real numbers? The combination of rationals and irrationals are called real numbers. But what is in the statement? All real numbers are irrationals. Then what do you say? It is a false statement. Hence you write it is a false. As per the definition of real numbers. As per the definition of real numbers, combination of both rationals and irrationals. Both rationals and irrationals are called as per the definition of real numbers. Real numbers, combination of both rationals and irrationals are called as real numbers. అందుకని మనం ఏం చెప్పచ్చు, hence అందువలన all the real numbers are not irrationals. All the real numbers are not irrationals. మరి ఇంకేముంటాయి, there are some rationals. Also there. Okay, now it is completed. This exercise is over. Now you may do the what I given as homework. You may complete all those. Then we met with another topic in the next video.